YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now this week on the news, of course, this past week, talks about, of course, Russia and Ukraine as usual. I did see quite a bit about the gas prices and the Democrats basically, this, illegitimate administration giving you a big finger, telling you, screw you, get over it, pay the gas prices and get an electric car. So stupid, fucking ignorant fuckers. Anyways, that was mainly the big stuff. I do want to talk to you about a couple of reboots or remakes I've seen in the works. The first one, of course, is, after all this time, supposedly they're going to go ahead and do another Beetlejuice movie, a sequel. I'm not sure how I feel about that. The way Hollywood has been lately, it may go pretty bad. I don't know. We'll just have to see. I hope they do right by the movie and don't fuck it up. Put a bunch of political feminism bullshit in it. The next sequel, supposedly, I think it'll be a sequel. I did see an article where they were talking to Will Smith about doing a sequel to I Am Legend, because Michael B came to him and suggested a cool sequel idea, and Will Smith says, okay, I wasn't going to touch that, but you know what, that sounds pretty cool, I think I'll do it. So now they're in the works of doing a sequel to I Am Legend. The third one that I saw, the last one, the third one I'm going to talk about, I did see that they are going to do, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a series or a sequel, a third one, but they're going to do maybe it's a reboot or remake. I'm not quite sure exactly what it is, but I did see where they mentioned that they are working on another Gremlins movie. God, I don't know if the sequel wasn't all that great. It was okay, but it wasn't really that great. And now they're going to do a third one, but it's been years, so I don't know how this one's going to go. It's supposed to be all about Gizmo, how it kind of like a prequel about him growing up or whatever, where he came from, that kind of shit, an origin story. I don't know. We'll see. I think HBO Max is going to do it. And God forbid, they've been having some shitty track record lately of some of the shit they're doing. So I don't know. We'll see. Next thing I'm going to talk to you about is normally I do not watch cartoons or anime, whatever you want to call it. I don't care if you call it Japanese anime, it's still a fucking cartoon. I don't care if you get pissed about me calling it that or not. It is. It's a cartoon. Let's call it what it is. Who gives a fuck if you call it anime? It's the same fucking shit. Anyways, oh no, anime is for adults. No, fuck off. It's still a cartoon. I don't care if it's for adults or not. Dumbass. Anyways, I just got done watching the X-Men animated series. And like I said, I normally don't watch cartoons at all. I'm just not a big fan of cartoons anymore. I used to be when I was younger. and a teenager, but not so much anymore. I don't really care for them, especially most of the cartoons they come out with today. They're full of political junk. But I do remember seeing several episodes of this series when I was younger and in high school. So I thought, why not? You know, it was a decent show, and I've been seeing it talked about on Twitter a bit. You know, like remembering. So I was like, hey, I'll go ahead and watch that. I remember that it was decent. So I watched it, all 5 seasons. The 5th season was weird. It was different. It was not like the first 4 seasons. And a lot of they changed the music, and whoever was drawing for the show, they changed a lot of the way the characters looked, especially in some of the final episodes. But anyways, the first 4 seasons are great. They have some characters in there I didn't really realize were part of the X-Men. Like the very first season, they introduced this character called Morph, and I'd never heard of him before. I don't know if that was intended for the the cartoon, or it was actually in the comics. I have no idea. But anyways, I do know a lot of these characters did not look the same in the films. Especially Rogue. Rogue did not look anything like the character on the animated series or the comics. They completely changed the way that character looked. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't. I prefer the Southern gal, curly-haired Southern gal. They also tried to change Rogue's storyline, especially with these new Captain Marvel movies, because that's not the way it goes in the comics. Rogue actually takes Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel's powers from her, and you get a totally, completely different Captain Marvel. But anyways, regardless, the show's not bad for a cartoon. It's not bad. I highly recommend it. 2 thumbs up. A lot of interesting storylines. There are, by the time you get to the 4th and 5th season, they kind of get off key of the storyline, and a lot of the stuff is like you're going, well, wait a minute, what happened to this person or that character, blah blah blah. Things keep changing. They keep introducing new stuff, and then neglecting the old stuff. I don't know. It was weird, but otherwise it was a decent cartoon. It's worth checking out. I've never seen the new ones, like X-Men Evolution and all that shit. I've heard they're all shit. I don't know. I've never watched them. I may at some point try to give them a watch, just to check them out. But definitely check out the 1989 series, animated series of the X-Men. They're really great. Even better than, as far as I'm concerned, better than the movies. The original 3 X-Men movies were great. Awesome. The newer ones with all the new young cats, they're shit. I don't care for them at all. I don't like any of them. And I was okay, with a couple of the Wolverine movies. The 3rd one kind of sucked for me. And that Logan was just trash. It was absolutely trash. It's an alternate universe where Logan's old and dying and blah blah blah. It was just dumb. It was retarded. But anyways, the only thing I have majorly to complain about is the way Disney's handling the X-Men and changing it to the mutants so they can introduce them into the MCU, which is fucking retarded, because they can't be called men. Whatever, fuck off. Anyways, that's all I have for you on that. Let's get on to your B movie reviews. What's up, movie holics? This week is Action Week. Now, I have a couple action flicks that was suggested to me by a subscriber. At least I think he's a subscriber. Anyways, someone suggested in the comment section below some Dolph Lundgren. And I've never done any Dolph Lundgren movies before or given reviews on them. And I thought, okay, well, why not? You know, he's a fairly decent action star, and why not? Now, I've never really, I think the only movies I had really ever seen Dolph Lundgren in was the original Punisher, which has been years ago. I haven't done a review on it. Red Scorpion, I remember that movie because all the Rambo shit he had to do with Red Scorpion, because he was also in, you know, Rocky 4 or whatever, or was it 3? No, I think it was Rocky 4. It was the third or fourth one, I can't remember. One of those two he was in. The other one was Mr. T. I can't remember which one, but off the top of my head. Anyways, that's what he's mainly known for. Oh, and I'd also seen him, which I haven't done a review on this movie either, the He-Man and Masters of the Universe, whatever. I remember him doing that movie too. I remember watching it years and years ago. But anyways, the first one we're going to talk about that he stars in is called The Peacekeeper. Now, he's done a lot of action movies, but you know, he's a B-rated action movie actor. This movie was done in 1997, and it starred Dolph Lundgren and Ray Schreider. Now, or Roy Schreider, not Ray. Sorry, my bad. Anyways, basically the story is, you know, you got some terrorists who steal a black box from Dolph Lundgren and get inside a missile bunker or silo, whatever you want to call it, and start trying to launch off missiles. Now the problem is they need the government needs the little black box in order to stop the missiles. So the terrorists pretty much have full control of the missile launch. Dolph Lundgren goes in to stop the terrorists. Sound familiar? Surprisingly, Montel Williams is in this too. I didn't know it was him. till after I read who starred in the movie, but he's in it too. Anyways, he goes in there, and of course he kicks some ass and stops the missile crisis, and that's pretty much the end of the movie. It was okay for a straight action flick. You know, I don't mind straight action flicks, but I tend to like a little, you know, a little sci-fi or fantasy twist in my action films. The typical just straight in, go shoot and beat up some guys, it's usually not a big thing for me. I don't mind watching something like that. It's not my thing. This movie was mediocre. I mean, it was okay. You had some decent actors in it, of course. So the acting was, you know, it was all right. If you're bored and you're just looking for something to watch, you know, go ahead and watch it. It doesn't hurt for a one-time watch. It really doesn't. The movie's decent. I give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down. It was okay. Moving on. The second one is called I watch is called Bridge of Dragons. This one was done instead of 97. This one was done in 99. Again, no box office numbers for either one of these. I think they all both went straight to video. This one, besides Dolph Lundgren, the leading lady in this was Valerie Chow. She played the princess. And then, of course, one of my favorite Asian actors, Kerry Tagawa. He's the one who played Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat. And you see him, he's in quite a few movies. So he's a fairly well-known actor. Anyways, basically the movie is set in Bulgaria. The thing I found funny about that is that like 90% of all the army personnel you see in the movie are European. Like they're white. And then the two main characters, they're Asian. And then you have like a couple of the soldiers that you see later towards the end of the film who are Asian. But the rest of them are all white, you know, European or whatever. It's just kind of funny looking. It's like they're supposed to rule this country, but they're Asian and everybody else is European. That makes no sense. But anyways, regardless, the story is the princess is being forced to marry the general played by Tagawa. She doesn't want to marry him. She doesn't love him. In order for him to gain power, he's got to marry her to take over the throne and rule the country, which he pretty much already does anyway. Anyways, he'd saved Dolph Lundgren's character, which is called War Child, when he was a kid, and then raised him on his own and taught him how to kill. Become a good killing machine. So he's like the general's #1 mercenary type dude or whatever. That he, you know, if he wants something done, he sends in War Child, and War Child will get it done. Well, the princess runs off, and War Child has got to bring her back. He does, but he starts to see the general for what he is, and he escapes with the princess, takes off, and then starts helping the princess fight the general. Now, there's one thing that really irritates me in every straight action flick. Well, not even just straight action flick. Any type of action flick where they're using guns is where the motherfuckers can't ever hit or shoot the main character. It's like they'll shoot 500 rounds at the motherfucker, and it does not one fucking round, one bullet hits him. And you see this constantly through this movie. You know, he's riding, standing in the Jeep, shooting at Army personnel, and Army personnel, hundreds of them. They're all shooting at this Jeep and one guy. Well, besides maybe the driver. But you don't see any bullets ever hit the Jeep. You don't ever see any bullets hit Dolph Lundgren. And I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. I hate that. It really irritates. It's irritating because you know it's so unrealistic. But other than that, you know, you kind of have to ignore that sometimes in action flicks and just look the other way because you know it's bullshit. Anyways, in the end, you know, the princess surrenders, goes back to the general to marry him, and then Dolph Lundgren shows up and stops the marriage and saves the day, blah blah blah, kills the general, and gets the girl at the end. End of story. It was okay. Again, you had some decent actors in this. The story was kind of lame, to be honest. I didn't think the story was all that great. But again, it's okay for an action flick. If you're just looking for something to, you know, waste some time, you know, it doesn't hurt for a one-time watch. Again, a thumbs up, thumbs down. It's okay. Wasn't horrible, wasn't great. Okay. That's all I have for you this week. If you have any thoughts about what I talked about earlier in the video, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you know or think you may know some movies or, you know, underrated films that I may never have heard of or seen, please leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below, and I will get to reviewing them as soon as I can. So until next time, I told you you'd be told the truth, and you just been told.